recording. So we can start our first Wednesday webinar, Decode your RFP. I've done these a couple times, but none of them worked. So I have faith this will be the last one I'll record, and I'll be able to upload it as my first Wednesday webinar. Okay, good. Yes, here we go. Matcha, I'm ready. Let's decode your RFP. My name is Michelle Reese. I've been in the proposal business for over 14 years. I was a GS-12 contract specialist with the Department of Defense for over 12 years. And then for over 2 years, these past 2 years, I've been writing proposals. And so that's my background. That's my experience. And let's just get into it. There's 4 parts. There's 2 parts and then there's 4 parts to this webinar tutorial. They are read the RFP and create a compliance matrix. Those are the 2 major parts. And then in your technical proposal, there's 4 parts. That's the statement of work, the evaluation factors, the instructions to offers, and then the other mandatory requirements. So I'll go over those 6 parts in total right now. Okay, so first things first is read the RFP in its entirety, because they are similar as far as they'll always have a statement of work, they'll always have evaluation factors, but there's going to be little nuances in every single one of them. And so just read through it, and then you'll get used to your industry, and you'll be able to get through them faster. One thing I can say you will always be able to skip no matter what is, since we're writing a technical proposal, anything that has to do with cost or price in all of the documents, you can go ahead and not worry about those for writing the technical portion. So you can skip all that. So that's helpful. Okay. Read the RFP. Then create your compliance matrix. And so you can do this in Word as a table or in Excel. You'll want to create a table that will have information that you can refer back to, because you're not ever really going to be able to start and finish a technical proposal in one sitting. So you'll want this matrix. It'll be really helpful to refer back to. You're going to have information in there like the mandatory required sections, the required documents and attachments and forms. That information, you'll put it in this matrix. You'll have your formatting requirements, such as page limitations and font size, things like that. And then you'll have your submittal instructions in this table as well, so you'll know when and where to submit your proposal package. So that's the basics of what goes in this table. And then to set it up, you'll want to have 4 columns, and they'll each have a different title at the very top. And so there'll be requirement, where it appears, how to respond, and then the status. And so the requirements column will have, anything that you want to refer back to, the title and the information for that requirement. Your next column, where it appears, put if it's in the RFP document, if it's not in the RFP document, what attachment it's in, the title of the attachment, and then the page number, so that it's easy to find later. How to respond is your next column. So you'll put all your notes in there, how you want to respond. And then your last column will be your status. And so update your status for each one of these. That way the next day or the next week that you get back to this proposal writing, it doesn't take you 30 minutes to figure out where you left off. So read the RFP, read all of it. Create your compliance matrix after you've read it with these headers, and then you can start writing your technical proposal. And your technical proposal will have 4 major parts to it. It's the statement of work, or sometimes it's called the SOW, sometimes it's called the scope of work, sometimes it's called performance work statement or PWS. Just depends on your industry. So it'll have that. Then it'll have your what you're going to be interested in writing your technical proposal is the evaluation criteria or the evaluation factors. The third part that you're interested in is the instructions to offers, and that's the meat of your technical proposal, all of the questions and the requirements that you need to respond to. And then the fourth part is any other outstanding mandatory sections or requirements that need to be input into the technical proposal. So those are the four major parts that you want included in your proposal. Okay, so we'll go over this one, and I'll start off with the statement of work. So that's on page 6. Here we go. They call it a scope of work. For a note that I'll give you for the statement of work, scope of work, what you want to do is review it and make sure that you are mirroring this language and you include it in your technical writing. It'll make it easier for the technical evaluators to read, and it'll be more likely that they'll rate you higher because you show that you understand. If you were awarded this contract, that you know their lingo and their language and would be able to perform the contract. So find the scope of work, find the statement of work in your RFP, and use their language as much as possible when you're responding. Your next portion is you're going to look for the evaluation factors or the evaluation criteria. And usually it's a table like this where you'll be able to see the points and the total amount of points and each section that needs to be included in your technical proposal. And this is important so that don't spend way more time and a lot more of your time on your portions that are weighted heavily compared to the smaller ones. So here, you're not going to spend a lot of time on facilities and resources. It's only worth 1%, but you will want to spend a lot of time on your agency capability. They are weighting it as 1.5, and it's 32 percentage points of your entire proposal, entire technical proposal, because there is also scoring for your cost. And in this one, for the oral interview, after you've been selected for an interview. But for your technical portion of this proposal, this is what you're interested in. You need to find this in your RFP and include it in your matrix so that you know where to spend the majority of your time and where it's not as important. The third part would be your instructions to offers, and it's always going to be titled something different, but in this RFP, they have it under, they call it narrative proposal rating factors, and this is where they give you all of the questions that you need to respond to. But it's the instructions to offers. And so you go through your RFP and you find this section that has all of your questions. You'll copy and paste from this. This is a marketing and advertising RFP, and it's about 6 pages, I think. So all of these questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to this facilities and resources is what you'll copy and paste into your technical proposal. You'll bold all of the text and then provide a response under each question. And that's how the evaluators will expect to see your technical proposal written out, so that they can go to the RFP and review your proposal and see that they match. And then that's the third part, instructions to offers. And then the fourth part would be going through your entire RFP and finding any outlying mandatory requirements that the evaluators are looking for that need to be input into your technical proposal. So review all of the pages and see if there's any extra that is not included under this section, under the instructions to offers. And make sure it's included because they will be looking for it and evaluating it. Okay, so those are the four major parts to make sure that are included in your technical proposal. Now I wanted to give you some tips on writing it. So make sure that you use bullets, make sure that you wrap some of the text, add tables, graphs, images, graphics, wherever you can. Not too many, but make sure that your technical proposal isn't just one long paragraph after another, that it's broken up and it makes it easier to read, easier to evaluate. Also, review the platform daily. Go to the platform where your RFP is posted, and check it on a daily basis. You're looking for any amendments or any new documents that have been uploaded that might change your technical proposal, your cost proposal, an amendment that might extend the response date and give you more time to submit. So check on that daily. Also, like I said earlier, mirror the language, especially from the scope of work. Mirror that language and mirror the outline of the RFP with inside your technical proposal. So like you can go through the entire RFP, but this is a starting point. In this RFP, they give you the sections. So mirror your technical proposal along with these rating categories. So your technical proposal should start with the executive summary, then move on to the agency capability, then the project personnel, then the work plan, management plan, and facility resources. So stay in that order so it's easier to read, easier to follow for the evaluators. Okay, and then, add metrics. Make sure you're adding metrics. So instead of just responding, like for this response, it's marketing. So you wouldn't want to say we're a marketing agency that provides advertising services. You want to say something like we have provided marketing services to over 20 clients in the LA area, managing contracts exceeding $1 million in total value over the past 10 years. So give numbers, give facts, give metrics. That's what they're looking for. And I think that's it. I wanted to make this quick. I wanted to say thank you. Hopefully this makes it a little more clear. I wanted to let you know that there's two things. I will be posting a webinar every week, so let me know if you have an RFP you'd like me to go over. And I also wanted to let you know that I do have a template that has all of the sections labeled out for you. So there's a table of contents and it goes directly, it's clickable and takes you to that section. It gives you graphics, it gives you bullets, it gives you wrap text. And so it makes it a lot easier to just plug in your RFP sections and change out what we have here. Okay, I think that was it. I hope you have a good day and see you soon. Thank you.